Welcome to Apologia Earth Science. I'm Danielle. I'm one of the writers at thecurriculumchoice.com. And I just want to show you some of the features of this curriculum. In our family, we absolutely love Apologia and have been using it for many years for both elementary, all the way through middle school and high school. So this is a new curriculum that's out covering all different kinds of things about our Earth. And there are two parts to it. There is the textbook that's for all of elementary. And then there's a notebooking journal because it's based off the Charlotte Mason teaching method where you work on notebooking. This one that I'm going to show you today is for the upper elementary level. There's also a junior notebooking journal for younger kids, like let's say kindergarten through probably second or third grade. So you can choose and also see samples online to figure out which is best for your child. So let's take a look at some of the features in the textbook. The table of contents with all of the lessons is available to you online, so you can take a look at what kind of topics are going to be studied and covered. Within the notebooking journal, what is very, very helpful is a suggested weekly rhythm and a suggested weekly schedule. So it's about 2 days a week is the suggested schedule, but of course you can adjust that to fit your family to go a little bit slower or do these 2 lessons over 5 days, and the schedule is for 28 weeks in total. So in this beginning part where they kind of just explain some things to parents, you'll find some detailed information about the suggested schedule. Let me just give you a peek at one of the lessons here and how it flows with the textbook and the notebook together. So for example, this is in a textbook here where you're learning, the child would be learning about oceans and all different kinds of details and vocabulary and activities and things like that. So right here, for example, activity 7.2 is labeling the oceans. And so when they would say on the curriculum, use the map provided, that's the map right here in their student notebook. And I really appreciate it looks really similar to the one that's in the textbook. And that may sound like a little detail, but we have used curriculums where the notebook doesn't actually match the textbook very well, and it just ends up being, I think, confusing for the child. So there's the activities similar looking and matches the picture in the textbook. And then again, this is the 4th to 6th grade, right about there. So the lines are a little bit smaller in this notebooking journal. For example, in the junior journal, the lines would be a little bit, there's less writing expected, first of all, and the lines would be a little bit wider. And then as your child learns about the bottom of the sea, the ocean basin, they're taking notes here. As they learn about waves and tides and how the ocean moves, they're taking their notes here and just jotting down simple things that they're gathering from their lesson. Then again, as they learn about ocean currents, and again, while the map might not be the same exact coloring, it is similar in size and similar in layout to the one that's in the textbook. And several opportunities for your child to jot notes. And then painting and labeling bodies of water on the globe they created, and then that activity matches here. And in this student notebook, there are so many different kinds of activities. There are coloring pages and vocabulary word searches. There are different kinds of little projects to do. And all of that is just in a beautifully laid out notebooking journal. All of the solutions are in the back. So you can always cut that out if you need to and hold it off separately if that's important. And in the back of the textbook, you will find a supply list with everything that you need for each lesson, which is very helpful in planning ahead. You will also find a pronunciation guide. And there's also a what you remember answer key. And this matches the section in the textbook where they just ask your child to kind of go back through the lesson and let's see if we can find one. Here we go. Like this little brain here. Just asking them to remember some key concepts. And you would find those here. Just a good Q&A to look at with the child. They don't need to remember all of these things in detail. It's just a verbal conversation to highlight some of the things that they learned throughout their lesson. So again, very well laid out, lots of pictures. The text reads like someone just talking to your child directly. So you could read it out loud, or upper elementary students might be to this place where they could read it themselves. And lots of great information, activities, hands-on activities, and notebooking around earth science. I do encourage you to check it out. You can request some samples that you can see online and take a closer look, but I just wanted to give you a peek at Apologia's new curriculum on earth science for elementary.